Ellis B. Feaster's Radio Aircheck and Classic TV channel.
WBLS 107.5 in a class by itself, 219. Good Thursday afternoon to you. This is Full House. Alexander O'Neal, Michael Jackson, more to come. Sit tough. WBLS 107.5 in a class by itself, 227, 68 degrees in Midtown Manhattan. Michael Jackson. He's bad. So are you. Right now, the WBLS ticket window is open, and I have a pair of tickets for James Brown live at the Apollo Theater this Friday, October 16th at 7 p.m. B, call it 25. Call it 25. 212-955-WBLS. Hey, James Brown tickets are yours. So's this. More continuous music. Stevie Wonder and Skeletons on WBLS. WBLS 107.5 in a class by itself. 24 minutes in front of 3 o'clock. Elise Cheatham of Brooklyn was my 25th caller. I turned around to a pair of tickets to check out James Brown from the WBLS ticket window. And checking out Do the James right here by Super Lover C and Casanova. Stevie Wonder in the set, Michael Jackson as well. And I'll be right back with Civil, George Michael, and more. WBLS 107.5 in a class by itself. 15 minutes in front of 3 o'clock, 68 degrees in Midtown Manhattan. Bright sunshine for the remainder of this afternoon. Look for a high in the mid-60s. Partly sunny and mild. A high once again in the mid-60s for Friday. 68 degrees in Midtown Manhattan. Another song's about a good working relationship. Guaranteed love. That comes from Sybil on WBLS. Don't forget about $1,000 Thursdays right here. Key song for today is by Whitney Houston. How Will I Know? Well, I'm not going to tell you when we're going to play it. But it's in here in New York. This is by George Michael. WBLS 107.5 in the class by itself. 68 degrees in Midtown Manhattan. Regina Bell. You talking about popularity plus. She can sing too. So many tears on WBLS. This is Lilo Thomas. Downtown. Can you dig it? On WBLS 107.5. WBLS 107.5 in the class by itself, 316. BK Kirkland in for Fred Bugs. 68 degrees in Midtown Manhattan. Bright sunshine for the remainder of this afternoon. Looking for a high in the mid-60s. 68 degrees right now, and the Temptations, Look What You Started. Also in the set, Stephanie Mills, Put a Little Rush on Me, and also Force MD's Requested Music, Love is a House. Request lines are open right now, 955-WBLS. Give us a call, let us know what you want to hear. WBLS 107.5 in the class by itself. Ooh, Nita Baker. Sends chills up and down my spine. Thinking about an overnight success. I can relate to that. 68 degrees Midtown Manhattan. Right now, the WBLS ticket window is open, and I've got tickets for Alexander O'Neal. I'll take the 25th caller. He's appearing at the Ritz Theater on Thursday, October 22nd, 8 p.m. Call it 25. Call it 25, 955 WBLS. The tickets are yours. WBLS 107.5 in a class by itself. 25 minutes in front of 4 o'clock at BK and for Fred Bugs. This is Tina Cherry from Giorgio on WBLS. Requested music. I'll be right back with more.
Can I get some
beers? WBLS 107.5. Glenn Everett of Brooklyn was my 25th caller. I turned him on to a pair of tickets to check out Alexander O'Neal and the Force MDs at the Ritz Theater on Thursday, October 22nd at 8 p.m. The ticket window's always open here, so just check it out and remember. No, by the way, this is $1,000 Thursdays. How Will I Know by Whitney Houston is a key song of the day. And if you remember the 2 songs prior to that, hey, you win the jackpot, $1,000, why not? On Thursday from WBLS 107.5 in the class by itself. BLS 107.5 in the class by itself. 68 degrees in Midtown Manhattan. Sergio Dean at 6 p.m. Get ready at 4 o'clock for the real New York City Top 10 Countdown. It's right here. New York's #1 radio station, WBLS. This is Eric B. BLS 107.5 in a class by itself. Eric B. Move the crowd. BLS in New York. It's time for the real New York City Top 10 Countdown. Checking in at number 10 this week. Anita Baker and the Winans. Ain't no need to worry. On WBLS in a class by itself. WBLS 107.5 in a class by itself. 409. 68 degrees in Midtown Manhattan. Whitney Houston checking in at number 9. Love Will Save the Day. Number 10 was Anita Baker and the Winans, Ain't No Need to Worry. And number 8 this week comes courtesy of the Whispers. Just gets better with time. You better believe it. 6 p.m. Sergio D. Right here. WBLS 107.5 in the class by itself. Oh, just about 20 minutes after 4 o'clock. Eric B. and Rakim. Ain't no joke. Checking in at number 7 in the real New York City Top 10 Countdown. Number 8, once again, Whispers. I'll be right back with number 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and number 1. BLS 107.5 in the class by itself. 421 with BK Kirkland and for Fred Bugs. Be back tomorrow. Don't worry. Don't worry. Don't worry. He's all right. And this is all right, too. The real New York City Top 10 Countdown. This checks in at number 6 this week. Sybil, My Love is Guaranteed from WBLS. WBLS 107.5 in the class by itself. 426. 68 degrees in Midtown Manhattan. BK Kirkland in for Fred Bugs. Having a great time. I hope you are, too. This checks in this week in the real New York City Top 10 Countdown at number 6. My Love is Guaranteed by Sybil. And right now, the ticket window is open. I'll take the 25th caller, 955 WBLS. For a pair of tickets to see James Brown live at the Apollo Theater tomorrow, Friday, October 16th, 7 p.m. show. Call it 25-212-955-WBLS. Those tickets are yours. Here's Glenn Jones. WBLS 107.5 in the class by itself. 25 minutes in front of 5 o'clock. Checking in at number 4, the real New York City Top 10 Countdown. Jody Watley, Don't You Want Me? Also number 5, we've only just begun. Glenn Jones, and we'll be right back with the finish of the countdown and more non-stop music after this. BLS 107.5 in the class by itself. 17 minutes in front of 5 o'clock. Oh, yeah. OJ's Loving You. Cindy Jones of Manhattan was my 25th caller. I turned around to a pair of tickets to check out James Brown live at the Apollo Theater. That's tomorrow night, October 16th, 7 o'clock show. And she was very, very happy. I hope you are, too, because I want to make everybody happy on this Thursday afternoon. 6 p.m. tonight. If this doesn't make you happy, nothing will. Sergio Dean will be here. 68 degrees right now. And this is number 2. Oh, yeah. Couldn't do without it, could you? Michael Jackson, Just Another Part of Me on WBLS in the real New York City Top 10 Countdown. BLS 107.5 in the class by itself, and Michael Jackson just can't get enough of him, right? Guys just squeezing everybody else out of the charts. He had number 2, Another Part of Me, and this is number 1. WBLS 107.5 in the class by itself. 8 minutes in front of 5 o'clock, and that's Michael Jackson with Bad, number 1 in the real New York City Top 10 Countdown. And I'll be right back with more music, including Earth, Wind, and Fire next.
Can I?
WBLS 107.5 in the class by itself. 5 minutes in front of 5 o'clock, 68 degrees in Midtown Manhattan. BK Kirkland in for Fred Bugs. We finish the countdown. It's time to get serious again. If that's possible, right? Let's everybody put another notch on that belt. Go for it. Alexander O'Neal and Innocent on WBLS 107.5 in a class by itself. WBLS in New York 107.5 in a class by itself. This is BK Kirkland and for Fred Bugs. And today we have the opportunity of speaking with Maurice White and Philip Bailey of Earth, Wind, and Fire. We're back together again, and we want to say welcome. Glad you're back together.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure being here.
Maurice, Philip, why don't you just clue us into some of the things you've been doing recently as you've put the group back together and whatnot?
Well, we're back. We did the record, and it took us about a year to do it, actually. And we're preparing for a tour to begin in January. And System of Survival is the first single on the album entitled Touch the World.
I read a small piece in a record publication yesterday, the day before. Is it a true story that you found this tape on the seat of a car or something like that? Somebody left it for you, Maurice?
That's right. Someone left a tape attached to the door handle of our car, and we played it on our way to the studio. And, of course, that song is now System of Survival.
Right.
Yeah.
What impressed you so much about the song? Because I also read that you were looking for one more dynamite tune to put on the
that's exactly
record.
right.
What got to you, the beat or the lyrics?
It wasn't really just a beat. It was a statement. It had made a true statement. It was a statement from the heart, and it was communicated well through the lyrics,
Or are you going to keep that pattern? Because that seemed to be a pattern once before in a lot of your music, just that kind of enlightenment towards the masses who appreciate your music, to enlighten them again?
Yeah, that's the whole intent. And also to make statements in all the songs, of course. We got to do that.
All right, let's talk about the album for a second. How about Philip? You going to do something on the album, one of those sweet, sweet ballads for us, or what? Something to look forward to?
Yeah, there's a couple on there.
All right.
Yeah.
Hey, Maurice, what's maybe your favorite tune on the album?
It's hard to say right now because I like everything on the album. But I
Okay.
mean, and you know, there's also some musical interludes on the album that I think are very nice too.
What would be the name of the forthcoming album?
Touch the World.
Touch the World. Any
Yes.
hidden meaning behind it?
Not really. Touch the World is a song, of course, that makes a statement also. It just kind of makes a statement about the world we live in now, you know, and the conditions.
Let me ask you this key question. Would there be any change in direction for the basic taste of the album, or can we expect more of that fine Earth, Wind, and Fire style?
Fine Earth, Wind, and Fire style.
All right, all right. Any parting words for the folks?
No, we just want everybody to hope that everyone enjoys the album, and it's really great to be back.
Yeah, and I'm sure a lot of people out there have been really, really curious and wondering what happened to the group and whatnot, and it's really a pleasure to know that you guys are back together and standing strong together, and we wish you a lot of good things.
Thank you very much.
We know the record's probably going to go to #1, and that's just the anticipation on my part, but I'm sure it'll work out for you.
Yeah,
Are you happy you did it now?
very much so.
Let me ask you this as a final question. What did you gain or learn as you were apart in separate directions?
I think probably we learned most of all to appreciate each other and the music that we've had the opportunity of contributing over the years.
So this is not the new Earth, Wind, and Fire,
This is
but just
the
Earth, Wind, and Fire, right?
Exactly.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, this is System of Survival by Earth, Wind, and Fire on WBLS 107.5 in a class by
Where
itself.
is the money?
WBLS 107.5 in a class by itself. 5:20 with BK in for Fred Bugs. 6 o'clock. Hey, Sergio Dean's here. This is Colonel Abrams. You and me equal love. Also in the sets. Sherry just called. 2 Puerto Ricans also do it properly, and I'll be right back. With more non-stop music. And, hey, a couple of surprises right after this. BLS 107.5 in a class by itself. 5:29 with BK Kirkland. And for Fred Bugs, put the final touches on a beautiful Thursday evening. If you're like me, you'll start your weekend right now. Why wait till tomorrow? Might not even come. 6 o'clock, Sergio Dean will be here for sure. 68 degrees in Midtown Manhattan. It'll be a beautiful day tomorrow, so check us out. Right now, take caller 25 at the WBLS ticket window. I have a pair of tickets for Alexander O'Neill and the Force MDs at the Ritz Theater for Thursday, October 22nd. At 8 p.m. Caller 25 212-955 WBLS. Pair of tickets are yours, and that's Roadblock by Stock, Aitken, and Waterman. Here's Lisa in the Cult Jam. LS 107.5 in the class by itself. Turn them on to Alexander O'Neill and Force MD tickets at the Ritz Theater Thursday, October 22nd, 8 p.m. We want to say happy birthday to Gail, and we'll be right back with more non-stop music after this. BLS 107.5 in the class by itself. 15 minutes in front of 6 o'clock. 15 minutes in front of Sergio Dean. Kenny Stevens. Requested music. Spend the night with me. Spend it with Vaughn Harper tonight at 10 p.m. too. 65 degrees in Midtown Manhattan. For Friday, partly sunny, mild. Look for a high once again in the mid-60s. And I think it's about time to check out Cinderfella. WBLS 107.5 in a class by itself.